The legalization of marijuana. I feel like we can make a song out of it. So we're going to talk about nothing, aka...
Let's talk about nothing.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Which is going... It's going to be on the ballot in Florida.
For medical?
Yeah. In November. I think for full medical rights, because now, whatchamacallit, Lord Voldemort, what's his name? Rick Scott signed...
Rick Scott! Lord Voldemort.
Lord Voldemort signed something in so you could use a certain strain.
But you know what?
What?
Colorado.
What are your views on it?
Because
you're the straight edge.
Yeah, as much
you're
as
the resident straight edge.
You know, it always comes up because as much as I'm against drugs and alcohol and everything, I would much prefer...
But is it a drug? It's classified as a drug by the DEA, but is it technically a drug? Because normally a drug is like chemical compound that's mixed together.
THC.
THC is not a... It's
chemical
found in it. Yes, but you have THC receptors in your brain.
Yeah, but you don't have as much as the marijuana is given to you. Like, of course we have it in our brain, but
obviously,
it's not producing it in that amount.
Like drinking alcohol, you fucking... When you drink, you don't have enough... Your liver is struggling to filter your blood.
Woo! But what I was going to say was that I'd much rather have a world where people would smoke marijuana than a world where everybody's just always drinking. Just because I feel more safe. Because I've never heard of any case where marijuana has led to some kind of death. I mean, it might have led to death in the case that, you know, like, somebody was, like, selling marijuana and they got pissed off and, like, oh, give me my drugs back. And they killed them. But never in the case, like, how alcohol impairs your driving.
Yeah, where you crash into a bus
skills.
with kids.
So, it's an interesting topic because I'm actually for it.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like,
you're very liberal. So.
I'd be fine with it being legalized. I just don't want it to become one of those things where it's like...
Cigarettes?
Yeah, where it's that common to see. Like, just everywhere. Okay. Like, I'm fine with, like, do it in your home. Do it at a concert outside. But, I don't know, I feel like if it became that common with, like, cigarettes and everything, I don't think it'd be... Because...
I feel like it has a propensity to replace cigarettes.
Yeah, it does. But the thing is Colorado saw a drop in crime when they legalized it.
Yeah, and you know how much tax dollars they made off the first month? It was $1 million in tax revenue.
It's definitely business, but
business is
if it's helping
the net's a killing business.
If it's helping, you know,
business is
the crime to drop and nobody ever dies from it, like it's not a bad
It's not
thing.
like heroin.
It's
it's not.
Hell of a drug.
No.
I don't know, like
cocaine.
In terms of pros,
Rick James.
There's obviously a lot of pros. Medicine.
Smoking pros?
Food.
Like Snoop Dogg? I'm on a roll!
It's used in a lot of things. And I know that usually when people think marijuana, they think of people getting high.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's only a part of the plant. It's not the whole thing. I do hate the smell of it, though. I do not like the smell of it. I think it's one of the nastiest smells.
There's nothing like the smell of some sticky icky.
No, I don't like the smell of it.
I don't like the smell of it either.
Yeah.
I can take it in small doses, but like if I walk through a room that's just been permeated in it, I'm like, oh, I can't be here for long.
Like when I go to concerts outside, like Warped Tour, and I smell it, I'm like, ugh. And then I just kind of deal with it. But definitely not something I want to. Like, I mean, like on the bad side of marijuana, what kind of cons do you see in it being legalized?
I mean, cigarette companies losing money, and then that's a part of the economy.
That's a big part of the economy.
Well, it's not a big part,
but you know what?
Publicly held companies that like...
You know what? I feel like a lot of cigarette companies would start taking on marijuana.
I feel...
start selling...
Those are the people who are, like, blocking most of the marijuana legislation are big tobacco.
Yeah.
Like, they're lobbying to get most of the stuff thrown out. I mean, I see... Like, Morgan & Morgan, he's...
For the people.
Yeah, for the people.
Sponsored by Morgan.
Sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, big old fat drunk. He goes to the bars downtown and he's like drinking, drunk.
I've never
He's like,
seen it.
well, you don't
I don't
go
go to bars.
They posted something on Reddit about it. There was a YouTube video of him. And he was behind the bar and he's like, oh, you get a shot. You get a shot. You get a shot.
Everybody
you
gets
get a shot.
Anyways, back to the topic. I don't know, I
don't feel like there's any cons. I mean, a company has to change their plan and stop selling tobacco. I mean, those people, I guess, well, it trickles down. I guess the people who make the tobacco then get hurt.
I feel like those companies would just start making something within that brand, that company, that has to do with marijuana. Because I'm sure they know the cons of it being legalized well enough ahead of time for their business. So, you know what? I believe some of them might already start doing stuff like that. Like setting up dispensaries themselves. And
there was a movie. What was that movie? But they talked about...
Super High Me.
No. Or it was on Mad Men where they talked about they were developing a marijuana cigarette. I can't remember, but there was something...
Also known as a blunt.
No, it's a joint is a marijuana cigarette.
And a joint.
A blunt is a cigar.
And a cigar.
Resident straight edge.
For the people. So.
What can be legalized next? I don't think anything could.
You know what? I think it could.
I don't think they would legalize cocaine.
I think they could. Because...
No. Not in our lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, not in our lifetime, but I definitely see in the future that, and not like in like 3030, but definitely in the near future after we like die or something.
Yeah.
Once marijuana starts catching on with a lot of the states, and I feel like we're mostly talking about America because obviously we live here, but once it starts catching on to most of the states, once it becomes legal, I mean, the other drugs are definitely
they're hard.
more deadly.
Yeah.
And people obviously do die from them. So
because there's like the propensity to get addicted, and then that addiction can kill you. Like if you're addicted to marijuana, it's not gonna kill you. It'll kill your bank account, but it won't kill you.
Yeah, I feel like it'll take a lot for the other drugs to start catching on. But I do
it's like
see
prescription drugs being.
Yeah, I mean exactly. Like I see a part of it where like cocaine, like a small amount of cocaine would be legalized.
Like decriminalized to have,
Yeah.
Like they did with marijuana. In Massachusetts, they did like a certain amount of marijuana. If you had it on you, it was decriminalized.
Yeah,
like, you couldn't get in trouble.
I can definitely see that happening. But I mean, just like here's a bag of cocaine.
They're not gonna hand out brick keys of coke, and they're like, "Hey,
I am Colombian.
You get a coke. You get a coke.
You get the coke.
Coke. You get a coke.
I don't think anybody is gonna catch on to that.
We need Oprah to get behind it. No, make sense.
Sponsored by Oprah.
Sponsored by Oprah. Everybody gets a car.
But yeah, I mean, definitely cocaine, meth. No, I don't think.
No, methamphetamines.
I don't think ever.
But that's really dangerous.
It is. Moral of the story today is don't do drugs.
I mean, if you do drugs, do them
maybe some
responsibly.
marijuana. If you do drugs, do the one that's least gonna kill you. I feel like that's what I would say. Do the one that's least gonna kill you. Weed, marijuana.
I feel like we need like a sign above your head, like resident straight edge, and it's like blinking when you say stuff like this, like in.
Still straight edge though. That's probably what we need.
You did have a drink one time.
Don't even try to spread a rumor because I did not.
You didn't know we were at that party.
Where? No, I didn't have a drink.
You didn't?
Nope.
You didn't even taste it?
No, man. I've been straight edge for a really long time.
You act like it fucking matters if you're straight edge or not.
It matters to me.
It doesn't matter to anybody else.
I know. That's the sad part. But you know what?
It was created as a response to the hardcore punk movement.
It was. Power to the people.
You know, you're basically on the same level as Southern abstinence people in school. That's your level.
Well, I guess I'm cool then.
No.
I guess I'm not.
Well, before I insult Juan even more and feel like a total piece of shit, I'm gonna end this video.
Like and subscribe. You know what to do.
You know what
Share
to do.
it. Like it. Hashtag it.
Give them some of the Puerto Rican foghorn.
Hashtag let's talk about nothing. Or let's talk about the legalization of marijuana. As he does the Puerto Rican
foghorns.
I mean us.
National anthem.
Catch you on the next episode, which is in like 2 minutes.